time now is 8:47 a.m. on January 19th. Fuck. Yeah, the 19th. Slept from 4 a.m. to 8:45. 8:30. 8:45, yeah. Just woke up. Fuck. I just couldn't sleep earlier than 4 a.m. I'm cursed. I don't know. This time around, I slept super late because I had to finish all the episodes of this anime, Undead Murder Farce, and it's 7 episodes of anime. I finished 7 freaking episodes of anime yesterday. Yeah. Um, Fuck. I don't know. I really need to sleep earlier. Especially because of my short film. Why is it so tough to sleep earlier than 4 a.m.? I don't know. But, I'm gonna try it again tonight. At least the good thing is tomorrow I can wake up naturally, which I'm very much looking forward to. Unless something comes up, then I would be disappointed. But yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way. I'm so cold. Yeah, so today I'm going to class, art history again, the discussion, and then I'll have a Zoom meeting with Glenn and Lee Lin, our main actress. And yeah, I think I'll meet up with Glenn in like real life, so we're gonna be together while meeting Leland over Zoom, and then we'll just talk. Um, and yeah, that's it. Fuck. So tonight, 3:30. Okay, 3:30 is the bedtime. Um, Tomorrow, I know waking up naturally means I'll probably not want to go to bed. Um, I probably won't be able to fall asleep very fast. So on Saturday night, I'm gonna take some melatonin again. Um, mhm. um, yeah. And fuck no, I'm not going to church because it's torture. It's too early. Um, yeah. Um, Hopefully this acne heals in time before Tuesday. Hopefully I find a job, and I'm gonna apply to the clubs. I think I'm gonna pay the $20 for the APCA, or 25, because why not? And then yeah, and then I'm gonna just keep looking for jobs, I guess. There's some really crazy expensive Blu-rays that I really want, so yeah.
Hola. 你可唔可以解釋啊？你對 Phil 做咗啲咩啊？
你唔會明㗎。
你又知我唔會明？
咁我真係好掛住佢哋啊嘛。
掛住邊個啊
5年前嚟到樂省，我拍
Alright. Fuck off. There we go. My laptop screaming. That's great. So, while I wait for my laptop to cool down and everything, I'm going to talk a little bit about today and what I'm planning to do later tonight. So today I went to art history class discussion session. And it's ridiculously early. It's 10 a.m. Apparently there's a 9 a.m. section and there's a 10 a.m. section. Hell no, I'm not waking up early to a 9 a.m. class, okay? But yeah, as expected, the professor's not there. It's just a TA, and it's the first time we've ever heard her speak. She's a Korean woman, and there's exactly 10 students in the room. It's a small classroom. I thought it's room 106, but it's a typo. In my Google spreadsheet, it says 106, but earlier this morning I found out that it's actually 160 and not 106. But thankfully I was able to locate room 160 relatively fast, and I wasn't super late. After I sat down, I immediately did a self-introduction. Everyone had to do one, and that's pretty much it. So, and then we just talked a little bit. The TA talked about this class, and then we had a little fun activity where we get to look at some cool objects and, like, yeah, just look at some cool objects, a couple vessels or cauldrons, and a couple jade elephants. Holy shit. And then that's it. I didn't get to talk to anyone. Also, I'm not racist. Okay. However, it's a very stupid stereotype, and it's not true, and it's definitely not a true stereotype, because the Indian professor smells fine. But this Indian girl, every time she comes into the room and sits in front of me, I can smell something, and it's not her fault. I'm just pointing out there's a smell that permeates. And again, it's not a stereotype because the Indian professor smells fine. So there's that. But yeah, we were separated into groups of 3/4. I was put into a group with a white woman and a Chinese guy who I thought was Chinese American, but turns out he's from Shanghai. But he tried to speak to me in Mandarin, and I was like, yeah, I'm from Hong Kong, and we continued to communicate in English. But yeah, we just looked at some objects and then we left. I spoke to that guy a little bit. That guy asked me, what's the prompt for the paper that's due on February 1st? I have no idea. But yeah, I'm sure it'll work out. And then after the class, I spoke with a TA and about the fact that I'm not going to be here next Tuesday. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I asked the Chinese guy if I can have his notes after class, and he's like, oh, I don't write notes. And I'm like, oh. So I wanted to speak to another person. So there's this girl, Chinese girl, and she's like, she talks a lot during class, but she's also not like a social type. So I went up to the TA first, and then I turned around and I asked the girl if she would have notes, and she's like, and I'm like, okay, fine. Now she says she doesn't jot a lot of notes, but okay. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. So I just left. It's kind of weird, and a weird moment. But anyways, I left, and then I went to the USC village. There are some couches in the middle of the village where I could just sit down and relax for 1.5 hours. And that's what I did. I listened to music and sat down there for 1.5 hours. And the sun comes up and it's gets shiny, and I'm like, screw it. So I went to Dulce, the cafe, and I sat there and I continued listening to music. I don't know why, but lately, for the last couple of weeks, I've been really thinking a lot about my next short film, Violent Femme, and and sort of like Leslie, and how do I sort of turn some of the elements of our relationship and sort of put it into the story. And I've been thinking and thinking, and for a whole hour and a half, that's what I've been doing, thinking, and sort of think of a way to write the plot to my short film. And it's weird because right now I'm working on another short film that is even more urgent because we're filming it next Tuesday. But yeah, I think it's good practice because I think in the future I'll multitask a lot, as in working on multiple scripts at once. But yeah, so Glenn finally showed up, and then we walked to a quieter spot where we sat down and started the Zoom meeting. Glenn told me to not sit on the couches in the middle of the USC Village because they're dirty as fuck, and I can tell why. And he also told me that there's an event tonight at 8 p.m. where at USC there's this event organized by the student government of USC, but like nobody's showing up, and his boss, someone who's above him, apparently doesn't care or got sick or whatever because of COVID. And apparently there's a mini pandemic of COVID going on. It's kind of weird. But he's like, please come, there's free food. So I've been thinking, because I didn't plan to go out tonight at all. I'm thinking of just staying at home, chilling for the rest of the day, and then same for tomorrow. Just chill whole day. But you know what? It's a free dinner though. I can't turn down a free dinner. So I am actually thinking of going. Now it's going to be tough because there's a 10:20 p.m. bus. If I miss that, I'm fucked. And then the bus before that is 9:15 p.m. So if I miss that, I'm also fucked. I don't want to walk back home in the middle of the freaking night. But it is free dinner, and I may or may not be able to meet some people. Also, apparently, Glenn met Rachel, the other Hong Konger, through the SCA-SDA mixer thing, which, according to him, is lame and nobody really goes there. But if he's able to meet hidden Hong Kongers, I wish I can meet hidden Hong Kongers. I want to meet Hong Kongers in my cohort. I want to meet a second Pepper, okay? Please make that happen. Please make that happen. But yeah. That's pretty much it. So I think I'm gonna go. I'm not really sure yet, but I think I am going to go. Not a lot of updates on my short film. I need to buy a hard drive. They're fucking expensive. The LaCie hard drive is like $160. So I'm looking at Western Digital, but that's also like $100. But I mean, 4 terabyte hard drives, I mean, that's pretty reasonable. So I mean, I don't got a lot of other choice, and there's a slightly cheaper hard drive, cheaper by like $16, but I won't be able to receive it until the 24th, which is a nightmare because the shoot is on the 23rd. And I can use my own hard drive here, but there's only like 700 gigabytes left on this thing, I think, which is not a lot actually. And it's funny because I already stored so many short films in here. Like all of my Europe clips, all of my Japan clips, all of my South Korea clips. I think France and Italy from 2013. And everything from Dreams of an Empty Street, Information Blackout, Love and Death, Cloud Busting, all my vlogs, like they're all fucking in there. All the important school update videos that I didn't delete, they're all in there. My entire life is inside this fucking thing. So it's kind of crazy. And Cliff was like, oh no, but the footage we'll film will be like at least 2 terabytes. So the footage I'll be shooting for my next short film will be half of this thing, which is fucking insane. So I definitely do need a new hard drive. He's shooting in 6K. That's insane. But yeah. That's pretty much it. Nothing else. Frick. I don't know. I spent a lot of 2 hours and a half doing nothing today. I'm just so tired. I almost fell asleep again while looking at my laptop. I desperately need sleep. I desperately do. But yeah, I desperately need a job as well. I'm constantly checking Connect SC to see if new job positions open, but even so, I think Connect SC is kind of a troll at this point. Like, according to Glenn, it sucks, so I feel like I need to find myself a community of international students. Like Asian international students, and just ask them, like, tips on getting an on-campus job. But yeah, the race is on, and I want to earn more money so that I can feel less bad when I spend it on Blu-rays and movie tickets. Yeah, and eat better. Order more food from Grubhub and Uber Eats. And enjoy my life perhaps a little more. Go out and eat in restaurants and shit. I still need to go to Koreatown to visit H Mart and just buy a lot of shit. I feel like I should do that once a month. There's also sushi in Ralph's. I can still do sushi night, but it'll be different from the Nijia. Yeah. I completely forgot to mention the most important thing that happened today. The Zoom meeting between me, Glenn, and the actress Lee Lin. It's fine. At first it's a little awkward because even Glenn is around my age, and while he probably isn't the kind of person who would enjoy the type of movies I'm making, because they're all fucked up and dark and shit. But for Lee Lin, it's like, oh, she must probably think I'm a fool. But I think it worked out. We socialized a little. They're both pretty good actors. Not perfect performances, but hey, it's only the first time. And I'm glad I didn't give them any directions for their first read, because I get to see them see their performances in their purest form. But yeah, pretty promising. I called the restaurant boss again while being on the couch, and I was like, oh yeah, I called you yesterday. And he's like, oh, I forgot. So he gave me the restaurant name, and he still hasn't given me his own name, so we'll see. Okay, I have returned to USC. It's like 8 p.m. right now. Fuck, it's dangerous, but at least there's free Lyft, so not that dangerous. But yeah, I'll do anything for free food. Fuck. I was here earlier today. Bro, I'm beginning to think I've been lied to. This place seems so dead at night. DMC. This is the DMC. I was here. Such an empty place.
posting about it.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
應該住到，你覺得住嗰度幾貴？真係話喺度
呢度幾
貴，睇住咩？即係睇住
有錢人住嘅地方。
十咩？即係3間學校附近。
哦，係呢個就係我想要即係。Oakley dokley. Time now is 1:05 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, quick update. So, that was quite intriguing. I would say that's mildly interesting. Or actually pretty interesting. I don't really know, but I have some thoughts. So I went back to USC, which is a bit of a hassle. I think, I don't like going out of my apartment twice in a day because I would have to wash my hair, and wash my face all over again. And if I was in Hong Kong, I would have to take 3 showers because every time I come back home, I have to take a shower, and then before going to bed, I'll have to take another shower. And I've done that twice. I've done that many times in Hong Kong during the intermission days. But it's good that I can just like wash my face and everything, and it'll work out. Yeah, so today I returned to USC at around 7:45, 7:50-ish. I returned, and oh my god, it looks like a ghost town. It's very empty, it's very cold and dark and gloomy. I went to TCC. It's real cool that I didn't really need a map. I could sort of just navigate myself around. I'm not familiar with the south side of the campus, but I know the north side quite well, especially the northwest side, and then all the way to the bookstore. I think it's pretty familiar territory. So I was able to find the bookstore, and I was able to find TCC, which is the tutoring center. And then that was when I started to not know what's going on. And again, it's just one of those situations where I don't want to walk into a room full of strangers and I don't know a single person. Like, there must be at least one person who I know who will show me around. Otherwise, I'll just die in real time. Even though in the AFI set I literally did that, but that was an exception. I was crazy. Yeah, I arrived there, and apparently there's this silent disco, some dance performance, and a lot of people are going in. And it's funny, there are so many events going on in USC 24/7 that it's, multiple events are happening at the same time. So all at the same time, USG, the undergrad student government, is having a meeting plus free food, and that is the meeting that I was going to infiltrate. Turns out it's not even like a USG meeting. Turns out it's more like the art and performance art side of USG, like all the music and film and acting and like graphic design or whatever, students coming together. And I thought no one's gonna show. Okay, anyways, I'm ahead of myself. I was downstairs, and I just stood there for a while, and I was waiting. I texted Glenn, and waited and waited and waited. There's no one, so I'm like, fine. So I tried going into the food court. Doors locked. So I went into the main building, the sample building or whatever, and I found an elevator, and I went up to the 4th floor. That building doesn't look like school to me. It looks like some fancy government building. It's very good looking for no particular reason. I went to the 4th floor, and there's not a single soul. It's just a lot of empty rooms, weirdly shaped, glass walls, and it's like, what the hell is this liminal space? I went back down again because I don't want to get stuck. There's another door where you could go out, and it sort of shuts itself, and I'm like, holy shit, what if I accidentally get stuck there? That's not good. So I never went out. Like, it's sort of like a balcony area. So I went back down, and then 3 Indian girls came up to me and one of the Indian girls was like, "Oh, do you know where's the dance ball place?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's probably there because everyone's going in." And she's like, "Thank you." And then I went to the other side of the building and just took the elevator to the fourth floor again. And then it was nobody until I turned left and saw a room. It was like a lecture hall, but like not really. It's about the size of two classrooms. It has a bit of a stage and some tables and chairs, and it's really nice. And it's just full of people. It has like 40 people in it or something. And I immediately hid. I immediately hid behind a wall because I don't want to walk in randomly. But I was pretty sure that's the event Glenn was manning. You know, he had to attend that event. So I waited a little bit more, and Glenn finally saw my Instagram messages and came out to find me hiding behind a fucking wall. And he's like, "Come on in," and I'm like, "Okay." So I came in, and I feel like I'm just letting all my social anxiety out in front of Glenn because Glenn is also a very anxious person, even though not. He's anxious, but not socially. He's very super duper social, but everything else about him, he's like a nervous person. But I sort of loosened up very soon. So I walked in and I was at the side, and I secretly took a couple photos. But yeah, there were multiple people coming out to speak, and there's this organization called the TST or the TTS, which is like the stunt team of USC, and it's essentially a whole team of students doing stunts, fighting, learning how to punch and kick and take hits, and every semester they make a short film together, and it's action film. Like, what the heck? That's so niche. That's so specific. It's crazy. And then a woman came out of nowhere and was like, "Now, the part you've all been waiting for, food!" And then everyone clapped, and we had food. So there's a long line of people lining up to get food. And right off the bat, I can already see Glenn talking to some people. And maybe those people are speaking in Cantonese. Ooh, oh my god. So again, I came to this place just for free dinner. And immediately after free dinner, I just wanted to go home immediately. But it got a little bit more complicated than that. So I lined up, and it took 19 years for me to get to the food. And by the time I got to it, it was already like most of the food have already disappeared. And yeah, it's bad. It's Northern Cafe, and it's like fried rice, fried noodles, mapo tofu, and some orange chicken. That's the most basic Chinese American food ever, and not a lot of meat, not a lot of vegetables. It's overall very underwhelming. I thought it's gonna be like a huge fucking meal. I thought it's gonna be like the dinner, the lunch, the quote unquote lunch we had 5 a.m. in the morning, or was it 4 a.m. in the morning? During the Isaac shoot at LMU, that was honestly pretty fucking fire because we had everything from roast beef to beans to mashed potatoes to fried rice to chicken. It's crazy. It's a fucking feast. But this one is like sad. Just sad in tiny portions in small paper bowls and forks and spoons that look like they're I don't know. They look like projects. They look like I don't know. So I eat 2 bowls at the end, 2 bowls of food, but it wasn't enough. Honestly, I'm a little hungry now. I think I'm gonna eat an orange and some ice cream later, and just call it a day. But yeah. So I was kind of awkward, and I was waiting for Glenn to do something about me, station me somewhere, put me somewhere, and introduce me to some Hong Kongers. So Glenn was like, "Are you gonna be Cam? Like Cam means cringe." And I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be fine." So he brought me to a round table full of Asians, full of East Asians, and he's like, "Guys, this is Enoch. He's also from Hong Kong, Hong Konger. You know, yeah, just eat, sit down and eat." So I sat down, and there were apparently multiple Hong Kongers in that room, but I was only able to meet one because all the other Hong Kongers sort of like flew away. They all disappeared. So I sat between 2 girls. the girl to my left, the girl to my right, is a Taiwanese girl who is very energetic and but also in a very clumsy oopsie daisies way. Like her clothes are malfunctioning and she's like freaking out and making jokes and people are making fun of her. The girl to my right is the only Hong Konger I've met. So Hong Konger number 2. If you don't count the professor, art history professor, she's number 2. And if you don't count Rachel and Franklin and John L, okay, I've met all 3 of them, but they're sort of like, I haven't met them as a USC student, I need to meet them in person as a USC student for them to count. So this is Hong Konger number 2, technically. And her name is, okay, so the girl to my right is Angela. The girl to my left, the Hong Konger, is Stephanie. And then to her left is a Taiwanese guy, very zesty, very fruity guy. His name is Amos, and Amos, and he's really nice. I mean, everyone's nice. And then there's just a bunch of other East Asian girls. Yeah, and they're all either Chinese or Taiwanese. They all speak Mandarin, but also kind of English in between here and there. I think we're all very Americanized at this point. So immediately I put my social game on, I laughed along, I talked, self-introduced, yada yada. They asked me the basics, what's your major, what's your year, when did you come here? And then the Hong Konger girl was like, oh, so, where were you from in Hong Kong specifically? Like what school, what secondary school were you in? The basics. Yada 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 yada. Okay. So we eventually it was nice, of course. This is the first time in my USC life where I'm suddenly plunged into a friend circle, and it's pretty clear that they have been they're actually like a friend circle who have been friends for a while. Like they have inside jokes and they're talking about people and they're gossiping, and I have no idea what's going on. But I think I'm holding up pretty well. Like, if I was 15 years old and you drop me in the middle of a friend circle, I freak out. Look at Potato Gang. Look at Bean Gang. But I'm doing pretty well here, I think. So I laughed along, I ate up, and I'm in no physical condition to meet people. Like, my hair is weird and like a mushroom. It's puffing up at the sides. I have acne here. I'm not properly shaved. I slept 4 hours today, and I'm sleep deprived. But again, I came here for free dinner. I'm not expecting anything else, but this is a great plus. So I got the Taiwanese boy and the Hong Kong girls' Instagrams. Now, near the end of the meal, they were like, oh, what if we go play Mahjong together? So Glenn has to go to his frat house to party, essentially. Drugs and alcohol, And he was joking. Glenn was like, Enoch, I need some drugs and alcohol right now. And I'm like, I'm sure you'll have them later tonight. And he's like, yeah, thank God. Oh, oops. Hopefully no one heard me. But actually, you know what? It's fine. They can hear it. What are they going to do? Kick me out? But anyways, so everyone else, so Angela the Taiwanese, Amos the Taiwanese, Stephanie the Hong Konger, and then I think 4 more Chinese or maybe Taiwanese. Maybe they're all Taiwanese. I don't know. Girls. So I think 6 of us, or 8 of us, or 7 of us. I think there's 7 of us. We decided to go play Mahjong, and the Hong Kong girl asked me if I want to join in, and I'm like, yeah, sure, because it's within the zone. So we're going to one of the girls' apartment, and we're going there to play Mahjong for a bit, and then we'll just go home. And that apartment is somewhere north of the campus, and it's between downtown and the USC campus, and it's within the zone. It's within the free lift zone, so I can call a lift there and it would be free. So, you know what? Fine, sure. I know it's a little time killer, but you know what? Maybe it'll lead to something interesting. Who knows? So, we went there, and I and Stephanie took an Uber together, um, and Lyft together to that place, and we chatted, and holy shit, she is blow for blow Pepper number two. And it's kind of ironic. Like a week ago, I was like, oh, I wish I could meet a second Pepper. Here you go, Enoch. This is the second Pepper. First of all, I found out she's the same age as I am. She says she's a senior, so I immediately thought it means that she's 1 year older than me. And I was talking about, the DSEs, and I took the DSEs in 2020, and she's like, no, wait, I also took the DSEs in 2020. And I'm like, oh, right, because I went to the community college for 3 years, and she went there for 2 years. She went to a community college, some random CC in the Bay Area, and then she transferred to USC in fall of 2022, and this semester is her last semester. Anyways, but she'll remain here for 1 more year for a master's degree. So we're the same age. And even though she's not like a film major, she likes taking film photos, and she has a whole Instagram account dedicated to film photos. Literally Pepper in disguise. She has dyed hair, and she just gives off that upper middle class girl who puts on light makeup. Is kind of quiet, but also at the same time super like social, enjoys drinking and smoking weed, but doesn't do it too much and wants to change, which is hilarious because I think around the time I met Pepper, it was already like, oh, Pepper wants to not do that life anymore, which is weird. Like, it's blow for blow Pepper, right? It's almost uncanny. But you know what? I'll put my game on. I'll act confident. This time it'll be different. Right? I'll be confident. I'll be, smile and be active and shit. Whatever. I look better. I don't have mustache now. I mean, I have a little bit, but my acne's a little better now. My hair's better now. I'm good. I'm rolling, And also, today's the first fucking day I've met these people, and I'm already invited to their place to play mahjong. I'm speed running this. So I went to that place, we took off shoes, and, we did this, and, we just played mahjong. We played 4 rounds of mahjong. I lost. I almost won the last round. But every time I put out a piece, also it's been years since I played mahjong, so I forgot some of the rules, so I was kind of slow, but there were a couple moments where I almost win. Also, it's Taiwanese mahjong, so it's actually easier to win. It's like way easier. In Hong Kong style mahjong, you need specific combos, and some combos don't work, some do. In Taiwanese mahjong, all combos work. It doesn't matter what type of piece you're using. It's just all combos work. But I was so close to winning, but yeah. I think Stephanie won twice, and then I think the other girl who played with us, Debula, something like that. She won twice. And again, a lot of inside jokes, a lot of references to people that I just don't get. A lot of, do you know the Laguna? Do you know the ASO? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm quiet for the most part, but I have some sense of humor. And the Taiwanese guy, he's going to the Edward Yang retrospective. He's watching Yi at the Arrow, which is crazy. I'm sure a lot of crazy people would go there. I'm sure Leslie would show up. Fuck, but I'm not going. I'm going to Taipei Story though, which I'm very excited about. Maybe I won't run into anyone there. Hopefully I don't run into Cuchillo. Fuck, if he's there. But yeah. So, um, yeah, so we left. It was like 11. I called a lift. I almost thought that I and Stephanie will take a lift together again, but I don't know what I'm thinking. We don't live together. I live far away, honestly. So I called a lift on my own, and turns out the lift driver's already here, and we were still in the elevator, and I'm like, shit, he's here. And then they're like, run, just run. So I started running. I didn't run super fast because I'm tired, and the Lyft driver left. So I stood there for 5 more minutes to wait for another Lyft driver. He's a Middle Eastern guy, and he's like, oh, it's the first time I'm using this this function, this shared Lyft thing. And so he picked up 2 more black girls and then dropped them off and then dropped me off. And the guy kept asking me, oh, so what do you study? And I said film. He's like, oh, filmmaker. Okay, so do you want to be actor or film producer or but I don't like actors, like big actors, they do cocaine, and I'm like, yeah, some actors do. And he's like, oh, I wish you great success. And he dropped me off outside of the zone, which is crazy. Because he's new to this, so I can just tell him to drop me off anywhere and I wouldn't even need to fucking pay. But yeah, nice. He's nice. But yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy that there's Pepper 2.0. I'm not into that kind of girls. I think this is a really rare moment where it's a Hong Konger girl, same age. Also, I guess a little bit artsy. I mean, she's a little artsy. I'm too artsy. But it's just Pepper 2.0, and you and I both know that. I and Pepper will never be together because Pepper's just not my type at all. I'd rather be with Leslie, who's Chinese, But I think, again, it's the first day, so, I don't know, I need to know her more, And also, I would like to know Hong Kongers from my cohort in SCA. That would be nice. But yeah, there were some pretty useful freaking information. So, first of all, she told me, huge revelation, that USC doesn't count tuition fee by units. They count it by, they count it by just semester, which means that I can take a lot of classes in one semester and it's actually fine. I didn't know that. I was concerned that if I minor in religion, it's going to cost me more. It's not going to cost me more. Fuck yeah. If I take more than 18 units, it'll cost me more, unless I'm in the AAA program. If your GPA is higher than 3.7 and you're in the program, you don't need to pay more. Hell yeah. My GPA right now is 3.96. So she's giving me very useful information. She told me I can join HKSA, but she hates the HKSA people because they're mainly American-born Hong Kongers who they don't even speak proper Cantonese. B, a lot of them are from international schools, and they just sort of team up, and they don't like outsiders. Both me and this girl Stephanie are also from local schools, which is wild because we're rare. We're not rare in UCLA and LMU. We're rare as fuck in USC and also my previous community college. Yeah, very intriguing. Totally didn't expect this to happen. Now I'm running out of time again. I won't be able to finish a movie today. But that's okay. The restaurant boss finally gave me his full name. Elin finally found a special effects makeup artist. And it's the same girl who worked with her on the Bolus shoot, A Sense of Dread, in the desert over summer, in June. So that's nice. And I went to Amazon and ordered a hard drive, a 4 terabyte hard drive. It's $110, but because of my aunt's gift card, now it costs $45. Still ouch, but I just paid $45 for 4 terabytes worth of shit, which is awesome. I wish I could spend it on Criterions or something, but yeah. Apparently, Stephanie has a green card. That's the big difference between her and Pepper. No, she doesn't have a green card. She straight up has an American passport. But another reason why she reminds me of Pepper is because she's from Kowloon. And Pepper is very much that as well. But yeah, it's good. It's chill. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Because USC is so big and vast and so much is happening, there's really no telling what's gonna happen next week, you know. Who knows, you know. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's almost like my previous college, Santa Monica all over again. It's like parallel. Like when I went to Santa Monica, it was like sometimes it's parallel to my secondary school life. Thomas is like Nick, a little side character who just sticks to me. And then there are friend groups. They're like Bean Gang and Potato Gang, and I couldn't really get in, but I was able to undo my mistakes and I was able to do better. And I feel like in USC it's even more similar now because Stephanie is literally Pepper number 2. And I don't know, I just feel like I could do better. You know, I think I'm in whenever I'm in a similar circumstance, I can respond better this time. Look better, act better, be healthier. Just yeah, you know, it's crazy how far I've come. I think when I was 17, 18, like I just cry about how people are not inviting me to hot pot, but I just got randomly invited to a mahjong within one day by a bunch of people I've just met. I'm going places. Also, it's Pink's birthday. Shout out to Pink. I still haven't called Cedric. I really want to, actually. Yeah, excited for tomorrow because I'm doing nothing. So that's going to be very cool. Also, my hair is getting really weird because it's flat on top, but it's like bulging out at the sides. I think I'm going to push my hair upwards and use gel. So as you can see, the front of my hair right now goes like this. But before, it's like this. But now it's sort of like this, which is nicer. I think forehead exudes confidence. And I feel like the reason why it's doing a lot of this right now is that a couple weeks ago, when it was still this, I forcefully swiped it left and right. I forcefully swiped it. So my hair almost grew accordingly to what I did artificially. So by the same principle, if I keep pushing my hair upwards, if I keep doing this and making this part taller, maybe my hair will grow accordingly. Like it'll also try to grow a little more up. That way I can add volume, so it's not just the side puffing up, it's like the whole thing. While at the same time I need to brush this backward so it doesn't like do this. See? Angle. But this. You see? So, hairology. Yeah? Yeah. Alright. Time now is 1:34 p.m. on January 20th. Yeah, so I slept from 3:50-ish. Actually, let's just call it 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. I woke up naturally. Hell freaking yeah, baby. Hell freaking yeah. Very happy about this. Yeah, I think it's been a whole ass week since I have woken up naturally. No. Actually, I did that on Monday, I believe. But yeah, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. I feel rejuvenated. Um, yeah, I still didn't sleep early though. That's the issue. But I tried. I really tried. I didn't finish a movie at all. I just, went to bed and stuff. But yeah, anyways, today I'm gonna be home all day. I'm gonna be doing some preparations because the short film shoot is going to start on Tuesday. But I'm gonna say Monday because we begin to set things up on Monday. So, um, yeah. So it's pretty much 2 days later the short film shoot begins, which is insane to think about, but it is happening. Also my hair looks like this. Goddamn. Bruh. Okay. But yeah, I'm still thinking and processing about yesterday. Seeing another Hong Kong girl is indeed a bit of a pepper moment, and I don't know if there is a pepper moment, there needs to be a Leslie moment, or maybe there will be another pepper moment. I don't know, but it's good. Yesterday gave me a little hope indeed. But again, don't get your hopes up high because you'll run into some disappointment. But yeah, given that I woke up naturally today and I'm probably a little bit more energetic, I kind of want to do some exercises tonight. So hopefully we get to do that. And yeah, the hard drive is delivered to me by Amazon, but because they can't open the security door, so they decided not to deliver it, which is thank God. Thank God they didn't just leave it in the middle of the street. But it'll come. And yeah, I don't have a lot else to talk about, honestly. Yesterday was intriguing, indeed. And it's not like I'll never see them again. I think I'll be seeing them again very soon because next week they're throwing a hot pot dinner on Friday night, which is very important because it's winter and it's cold as fuck. But yeah. Yeah, also, Elin is free next Sunday, so I need to spread the news and tell everyone that next Sunday will be the day for day 2. And yeah, we'll see. I feel like after this short film, I'm done. Like, I'm done for at least a year and a half or maybe 2 years in terms of making short films. I'm kind of done because A, it's getting more and more costly. And it's getting more and more costly simply because my short films are getting more and more ambitious, and I don't want to make a less ambitious short film to follow this one up. It needs to only go up from here. Second of all, I don't know, I want my next short film to be Violent Femme, and that thing is gonna fucking cost. So, yeah. And all my short films have something in them that costs. Like, from Objects in Mirror, the one I'm working on right now, it costs this much mainly because of the props, the fucking Buddha and the Tonka, and all that stuff. And then it just gets worse. Violent Femme is going to cost because I want to get famous porn stars or one famous porn star to be in the short film, or an adult actress. And I want to get a couple licensed songs. That's gonna cost. And my other short film idea, live action adaptation of Tomie, it's gonna cost because I need to get the rights to Tomie first. And Japanese copyright laws, it's insane. Same for the Mushishi live action. And I think that's as far as the short film ideas I have can go. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Cool beans. I'm gonna have matcha bread for breakfast. I'm gonna have leftover pork belly. I think it's been in the fridge for at least a week now, with rice, bok choy. For lunch, I'm gonna have steak, Brussels sprouts, and ravioli for dinner. And then that's already a lot. I'll eat some potato chips. I'll eat some ice cream if need be. Alright, time now is 11:44 a.m. in the morning on January 21st. We are 2 days away from the actual shoot of the short film. I slept from 4:20 a.m. till 11:30. So yeah. Fuck. I don't know why I'm cursed. For the last 2-3 weeks, I've been trying my best to sleep earlier than 4 a.m. and every single day I fail. Last night it's even worse because I slept later than 4 a.m. That's partially because I had a 3.5 hour long Discord call with Michelle, and then halfway through the call, or I think in the last hour, I was already like, okay, I gotta go. But we kept going. And she was like nearly falling asleep near the end. And me too. Like, I wanted to go. But we still kept talking. We still kept going. And because there's a lot to be said. And there's a lot to be talked about. And it just went on and on and on until like 1 p.m.-ish. And then after that point, I finished watching Saltburn. And then after that, it was already like 3. Took a shower, went to bed, and it's already 4:20. So, fuck yeah. But, my plan of, sleeping early still goes undisturbed. Which means that tonight I have to, not probably, definitely, have to sleep at 3 a.m. And I'll only be able to achieve that using melatonin pills. So, yeah. If I run out of time and don't have time to watch movies, cut that shit off. I'm gonna try to have dinner as early as possible. But yeah. No time for fucking around. 3 a.m. That's a must. Tomorrow night, 2 a.m. So tomorrow night, 2 a.m. I'll wake up at 8. That's 6 hours. Not too shabby. Okay, not too shabby. So tonight has to be 3 a.m. Tomorrow night, 2 a.m. It's a done deal. Yeah, and I didn't do one of these last night because it was already too late. But yeah, not a lot happened yesterday. The whole day was kind of chill, which is good. Just more short film stuff, I guess. It's true. Even though the pre-production of the short film has been very steady, it's been coming along. It's still exponential, and by that I mean every single short film shoot I've been on also get exponentially complicated as we approach the shooting day. So yesterday, I spoke with the new makeup artist, Esmeralda, a little bit, and Justin P and Lauren the DP joined the Discord server. And Benny has finished the schedule. And I think Elin have been finalizing. Oh yeah, Elin randomly DM'd me asking me if Ariel's joining the shoot, begging me to add Ariel. I don't know though. So I asked Benny about this, and Benny said, yeah, it's gonna be a bit awkward. But it's up to you. Honestly, I think Ariel's chill with Benny. But yeah. And then yeah, and then I was like, well, at least Cliff didn't ask Leslie to come along, because if he did, it would be a disaster. But yeah, aside from that, not much else. I also called my mom, so I had two large phone calls. Um, but yeah, I planned to do a lot of shit last night. Like I'm gonna watch The Bear, and I'm gonna watch Anatomy of a Murder, which I'm canceling. Like I'm not watching it until February. And I'm gonna write the emails and do the USC stuff, like USC revision, homework, whatever. Didn't get to do any of that. Nope. Um, but yeah. Also, my hair is so bad because it's flat on top and it's bulging out at the sides. I'm gonna try to use some hair clips to make these hairs stand. And see if that works or not. Hopefully that does work. But yeah. I think I'm meeting Michelle on Saturday at the Grove, which is may or may not be a terrible idea because literally next Sunday we have the fucking the day 2 of the shoot. Um but yeah. I mean, it's okay. I mean, back in Hong Kong I also meet people the day before the short film shoot. I think um Cloud Busting My Bloody Valentine and Love and Death are also 3 shoots where the pre-production leading up to it was basically like panic mode, especially Love and Death. Because before Cloud Busting is Dreams of an Empty Street, and the producer guy pretty much was prepared for it already. But this time it's me, like I'm self-producing it, you know. So, yeah. But yeah, we got to figure out the transportation today. I also talked to Benny a bit about the catering yesterday. It's gonna cost a little bit, but it's okay. Good God, my hair kept going into my eye. Yeah, I didn't have much of a dream. I think I dreamed about Natalie, and I was back at the school again. But we were all speaking English, and I was writing Natalie's phone number down because she's like a leader or some sort of like AD to organize a school barbecue event. And I bought some meat, and I wanted to help out, but I feel useless. Yeah. I said happy birthday to Pink, and it was nice. I asked her how she's been, and she's like, oh, I've been depressed lately. It's getting worse and worse. And I'm like, because you're ex? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, it's natural, and I hope it'll pass. And I find it kind of crazy, because it's the first time, or one of the few times I've ever asked my friend, how are you doing? And again, it's a very cheesy thing to say. It's a very like, ooh, kindness, bro. But I think as a 21-year-old, yeah, I mean, you gotta make an effort to care about your friends, you know. And I want to do the same thing for Cedric. I don't know when though. Maybe after this short film is finished. Maybe I'm gonna hit Cedric up and ask him how he's doing. But yeah. Not much else. I just want to meet more Hong Kongers. Let me meet another Pepper, Pepper number 2, but without the personality of Pepper. The circumstance of a Pepper and the personality of a Leslie. I always say this, not always, but like, there's a saying. There may or may not have been a saying. If I can find a girl who has the circumstance of Pepper, the personality of Leslie, but the quietness of Alba, and also look good all at once, then that girl would be a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't know why I had to include Alba in there. Honestly, she's like the opposite of my type, but I hope she's doing well at CSUN. I hope she is doing well. But yeah. USC is a large school, who knows, but I gotta work on myself first. I didn't even exercise last night. I wanted to exercise, I didn't do that. Okay, but yeah, so today at 3 p.m, me, Benny, 3 actors will meet up at the USC Village. If it rains, fuck it, we'll find somewhere with a shade. But it's been decided 3 p.m. USC Village. We'll practice the blocking, everything, and then and then it's gonna be great. And then afterwards, I think I and Benny are gonna sit down and chill and talk a little bit, and then I'm just gonna go home and relax. And then tomorrow the shoot kind of begins. I think I'll have to leave abruptly after class. So yeah. The fucking bus overshot by 3 stops. Okay. All right, time now is 7:59 p.m. I just came back home. I'm still in my outside clothes, and holy fucking ball sacks, the war has begun. God, you know how after the Mexico incident, I was like, please don't let, God, if you're out there, please don't let anything crazy happen to me until maybe February or March. Well, it's sort of happening now, which is, again, it's cool. I had a great 2 weeks break, but yeah. Usually when I make short films, I get super stressed out in the last week or so, but as mentioned this morning, I'm starting to be more and more confident and more steady and steadfast as a person. But eventually, inevitably, I will enter the stress phase where everything starts collapsing and people start freaking out. I start freaking out, and I'm beginning to second guess whether I should do this or not. Well, the time has come. Today is the first day I felt stressed out. I can't fucking... Yeah, everything went wrong. Not everything went wrong. I'm exaggerating. I'm being dramatic, but many things went wrong. First of all, right off the bat in the morning, I was like, before I even had breakfast, I was already like looking at the objects in Mirror Google spreadsheet. I was looking at, Discord server. I was already handling my short film stuff, planning the transportation mainly, asking people where they live and if they drive and how many passengers they can have, thinking about the crafty, thinking about the fucking catering. I was looking at Discord, and maybe Ken saw that I was online on Discord and immediately called me at around 11 something, maybe 12 at noon, I don't know. He called me, and we had like a mini phone call. That's even before I had breakfast, which is waffles. With peanut butter and honey. I baked it for 10 minutes so that it's completely thawed out. Anyways, Yelin's on the phone, so they're together right now. They're physically together. It's weird. Yeah. I was like, hey, what's going on? And they basically updated me, what's going on. So, the main topic was Ariel. So Yelin told me personally, not in person, like through the phone, that she doesn't like Benny. And I'm like, fuck. Because, when I texted Benny last night or 2 nights ago about Ariel possibly hopping on, I was like, Benny was like, oh yeah, okay, I think Yelin dislikes me. And I thought maybe Benny's overthinking, but no, it's true. It's coming out from Yelin's mouth herself. Yelin said, Enoch, I'm going to be straight with you. I don't really like working with Benny. I don't like Benny. He is unresponsive. He keeps delaying things. Like, he's printing a 3D Buddha head, but that never happened. And he says outlandish things and he acts weird. He says things about people, probably the Sitlali thing, and I don't like working with him. And then Ken backed her up, saying, yeah, I think Benny's not a good idea. We definitely need Ariel to push things along and can actually produce. And I'm like, okay. And that puts me in a very difficult position because I know Benny. Even though I'm Benny, our poles apart. Like, I'm weird, artsy, nerdy version. He's a Giga Chad. Not really Giga Chad. He's a womanizer. He's charismatic, whatever. And he's into more producing side of things. But I and Benny have been through hell. We've been through hell together. We were in the car when we drove all the way to Encino and Mar Vista. We were on the location scouts. We did the calls to talk about schedule. We endured Cuchillo. We endured ends and means. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. I'll talk to Benny about it. But okay, sure. And they were fucking begging me. Elin and Ken, they were like, please bring Ariel on. It's like they're dying to get Ariel on. So anyways, I left. I went to see, went to USC and went to see Glenn, Leland, Miles, and Benny showed up like half an hour later because he's late. He went from Burbank back to his place, back to USC. Anyways, it's good because a lot of the times in my previous short films, I don't even get to see who is acting for me until the day of. Emily Ng, who played the girl in Love and Death, I didn't even see her until the day we meet. Same with My Bloody Valentine. Same with the Old Man in Cloud Busting. It's good that we have like a little meet and greet first, and we sort of practice the lines and everything. I saw Miles first, and I didn't even notice this, but it's the first time I've seen Miles since 4 months ago. At the end of, round 3. Near the end of round 3. And he's like, oh, Enoch, you look grown. You when I last saw you, you still feel like a teenager, but now you feel like a young adult. And I'm like, really? And I'm pleased that he said that. And I'm like, why? Is it the mustache because I shaved, or is it the hair? And he's like, oh yeah, probably the hair. So that's good. I feel like revealing my forehead really helps me look more mature. I don't know why. I feel like bangs down, while it's cool and cutesy, that's the point. I don't want to go that direction anymore. I want to look cool. Revealing forehead implies confidence. Shaving also implies confidence. I don't need to rely on facial hair to be masculine anymore, So there's that. Eventually we met Leland. Eventually we met Glenn. Leland is kind of like the Malaysian woman who was acting for me in Cloud Busting. I thought she would be old, but she's way younger than she looks way younger than she really is. I was hoping like a 50-something-year-old woman, but she looks 30-something. And that's insane because she has a son who is around my age. Okay, anyways. We found Glenn, we sat down, and we ran through the script a couple times. I did a memorizing exercise where I asked them to not, look at the script and still remember the lines. And they did pretty well. I'm really glad. I think it's great that the more I direct, the more I know how to direct. I know how to tell actors to do this and not do that, and maybe try this method, maybe try that method, and then we practice the blocking. But anyways, before that, I texted Naja because I need to tell everyone, right? I texted Naja, hey, are you free on January 28th, Sunday, which is day 2 of the shoot? And she's like, I can't. Fuck. But you know what? It's fine. We still have a whole week to solve this. I asked her to ask Alex, the Brazilian guy. Maybe Alex can take it for me. Okay. Small issue, right? No. So, 2 gigantic issues showed up today. When I saw Lee Lin, I told her, oh yeah, by the way, day 2 of the shoot is January 28th. She told me she can't. It's booked. She needs to do some other shoot. What? I told her that it's going to be late January. And I know I've been indecisive and I haven't had a clear date until like yesterday, but still. So she's already booked. She's not free on weekdays and she's already booked on Sunday. Saturday is the only day she's free. 27th. And I'm like, fine. So I immediately asked everyone, is 27th okay? I asked Elin, and I think Elin is fine with it. And I think the biggest punch is Cliff. Cliff isn't free on the 27th. He's not free on all weekdays. No, he's free on all weekdays and Sunday, just Saturday. So exact opposite, right? Exact opposite of the actress. And then from that point on, so I tried to brainstorm ideas. Okay, how about let's push it to next week? I'd hate to do that, but let's push it to next week. Next weekend, Cliff's not free. Next weekend, Cliff's not free. Cliff is doing some other shoot, some UCLA shoot or whatever. Of course, Cliff has another shoot. Cliff is amazing, but goddamn, why are you so busy and fully booked? So, Cliff is free on weekdays only. I asked Leland. Leland's only free weekends only. Cliff, Leland, DP, actress. I have to choose one. And unfortunately, I have to choose the actress because she's actually showing up in front of the camera. So, okay, we shoot on the 27th. We have to find a temporary DP, a replacement for Cliff. Cliff doesn't like that. I don't like that either. I want Cliff to be the sole DP. Yeah. But we got no choice. So Cliff was like, okay, you can find a replacement DP, but you just can't shoot at my place, which makes sense. We can't shoot at Cliff's place without Cliff. So now it's more leaning towards, not even leaning towards, the only choice is Benny's workplace at Westwood. So yeah, we'll see. So now the shoot is Saturday, which I actually prefer more because I'm hanging out with Michelle on Saturday. But now that the shoot is on Saturday, then I'm hanging out with Michelle on Sunday, which is great. Because if I hang out with Michelle the day before the shoot, I would be stressed as fuck. But yeah, I even thought about pushing it to Friday, which is terrible because while for me it's okay because I only have the art history discussion class on Friday and immediately after class I can go. Glenn will have to skip some events. Glenn says it's still okay, but he's gonna have to skip some events. Furthermore, Cliff's also not free on Friday. Furthermore, Leland, I think she's also not available on Friday. Anyways, it's a conundrum. So yeah, I immediately texted Lauren and asked him if he can be my replacement DP. Because the only other person I trust as much as Cliff, maybe a little bit less, is Lauren. Because he DP'd for Thomas and he looks like a very experienced guy. He has a Blackmagic. Cliff has a Blackmagic 6K. He has a Blackmagic 4K. Kind of sad, but you know what? Fine. I'm sure it'll work. So yeah. But yeah, you know, conundrums like this tend to happen before the shoot. And especially given how big of a shoot this is, it happens. Shit happens. And I just need to learn to adapt and overcome all these issues, you know. And I'm glad I'm both the director and producer because now I'm also in charge of like people, moving people around, telling people things, and I know the drama. Which moves on to the second point. Ariel drama. Or more like Elin and Ken want Ariel and they hate Benny. They dislike Benny. Hate is a strong word. While Benny doesn't like it that much. Benny's not completely against it, but Benny, I can tell by his squeamish, sad puppy look that Benny doesn't want Ariel to be on the set. They had sex every day in the summer. They had sex every day. They fucked on the beach. They fucked on the yacht or the yacht club. They fucked on her sister's bed. May or may not actually happened. These are Benny's words. Ariel randomly broke up with Benny. Benny and his mom was watching a play. Ariel suddenly texted Benny to call her. Ariel called Benny. Hey, I don't think I can do this anymore. Silence. They have never talked to each other ever again. Until one occasion when Benny was helping out with Passed Over. So it's awkward. Now, I really genuinely don't know. I would hate to be a people pleaser, but the thing is, I am. I'm a softie. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Either Ariel comes or doesn't come. I don't know. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. This is a very tough position for me to be in. So, I thought about it. The reason why it's so tough is because Ariel being on the shoot or not the shoot won't even make that huge of a difference. If Ariel's not there, then Benny will do the producing and will do the ADing or whatever, and it's fine. If Ariel's here, great, we have a little bit more help. It's not that much of a difference. I am inviting Ariel only to please Ken and Elin. And also in that call, Ken was like, multiple people in our group also doesn't like working with Benny. And I'm like, multiple people? And Ken was like, yeah, more than just us, but I won't name names because I respect their privacy. And I'm like, okay, sure. You keep your secrets, I keep mine too. It's humans, you know. There's no way. What the fuck did Benny do? Did Benny sexually harass someone? I don't know. I don't think Benny sexually harassed someone because I know him. He wouldn't do that. In fact, something I'm going to say later will sort of prove that. Or maybe not prove that. Maybe that's going to make it even worse. But anyways. So, there are several considerations. One is Benny's feelings. And I was almost completely convinced that I'm letting Ariel on. It's just another person. It's just a girl. What's the harm? Then Benny explained his lore with Ariel with me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I sympathize with that. I understand how that feels. Because if Leslie is on my shoot, I would shut down the fucking shoot. That's it for me. I'm done. I don't want her near me. Because it's going to be awkward. Okay. Before the thing, before Benny told me about the thing, maybe it's fine if I'm together with Leslie in a shoot. But after what Benny told me, nah. Yeah. And, so that's one thing. Number two, Ken and Elin's feelings. I don't want to burn bridges with two talented, film-loving people. They're talented. They're nice. I want to work with them. I want to remain friends with them. But ultimately, if I don't want to please anyone's feelings, I do think adding Ariel onto the shoot helps. A little bit, just a tad bit. Again, not a huge difference. So after talking with Benny hours upon hours, right? Finally, we came to a conclusion. So Benny told me his Ponzi scheme, because Benny's the Ponzi guy. He's the Ponzi scheme guy. He wants to create a production company that produces short films called Gnomonic Media. A gnome as in like a garden gnome. Gnomonic. And it's a great idea, according to him, because we're going to be shooting commercial ads. We'll be shooting commercials for political campaigns and receive a lot of money from that. And then that money will funnel into our short films. And it's going to be like Marvel. It's going to be a brand name. Now, I'm not opposed to this idea. I'm not sure if I want to be politically affiliated with anyone, though. It's sketchy. But after talking with Benny for a long time, Benny was like, okay, fine. You can invite Ariel, but you'll need to join Gnomonic Media. And I'm like, fine. That's a done deal. So we shook hands, and that's it. Holy shit, one problem solved. But yeah, it's going to be awkward. But I told Benny, just ignore her. Just if you don't act awkward, then it'll be fine. Just be fine. But Benny was really a little bit upset because Benny wants to be AD. But if Ariel's on the set, Ariel will immediately AD because Ariel's always ADing her entire fucking life. Ariel's on AD mode 24/7, even in her dreams. So I understand Benny. I really do. But I'm sorry, just politics, man. And I hate that this is happening in my own short film. I tried my very best to not let any drama happen. And I think I've succeeded for the most part. But again, it's like 15 people shoot. There's bound to be drama. There's bound to be a lick of drama somewhere. And I think Shane not coming to this shoot reduced half of that drama, because I don't know who Sitlali will crucify this time. Hopefully no one. Okay. Now, the date switching thing is annoying. The Ariel thing is kind of annoying, but hopefully fixed. Now, I and the actors, we did some blocking, and Miles, it's kind of weird because it's like worlds colliding. Miles is from Santa Monica, and Glenn is the USC side of things, and seeing them interact is like weird, but they got along. Miles was very jumpy and very ADHD and may have scared some people away, but that's exactly why I wanted him to play Phil, because Phil is kind of like that. Nervous, ADHD, jumpy guy. I had Miles in mind when I wrote that. So it's great. We practiced blocking together. It's great. It didn't rain, so hell yeah. Then afterwards, I and Benny, we may or may not have walked around for maybe 1.5 hours. I went to Target to buy some stuff. Toilet paper, milk, buttermilk, some baby carrots, some cereal, some body wash for a shower, because I just ran out of it last night. And we walked and talked. And of course there are so many things on the agenda, so many things to talk about. The schedule is a little wonky, a little fucked up. The catering, the crafty, how about the crafty? Benny said he's going to pay for crafty himself. So I'm like, great, thank you. I don't want to pay any more. Benny's going to take care of the crafty, Benny's going to call Dave's Deli, Benny's going to send out the menu, yada 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 yada. Parking spots, transportation, we'll figure it out. Okay. Production. Into the sauce. Because the Ariel thing is really bugging him. Benny was like, just call Ariel and solve this issue immediately. And I'm like, no, I can't call. And Benny's like, okay, I'm going to call Elin then. And Benny's like, nah, it's better for me to talk to Elin directly. I don't know where's this coming from. I know it's probably a little weird to work with Benny, but I think I can work with Benny because we've been through things together and know him well enough. And then an alarming statement from Benny. Benny compared Elin to Sitlali. Please don't do that. Sitlali is like a poison ivy. And all she needs is a tall white guy with a huge cock in order to go full maniac and start commanding innocence on the set. And the white man in question is Zach. Anyways, I hope it's not that. But the discussion about Ariel continues. And that's where he told me all the stuff about, oh, we fucked on the beach, we fucked here, blah, 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 blah. And then, I guess, I let my guard down. I hate that about myself. I'm a strong person. I'm mentally strong. I have humongous trust issues. But for some reason, when Benny opens up to me, I feel like I should open up to him. Or more like I should tell him, let him in on a little secret, on a little sauce, on a little tea, you know? And I said, oh, you know what? Do you know about Leslie? And she's like, what? He's like, what? And I told him the virginity, Schrödinger's virginity. Okay? That's what I'm going to call it. Schrödinger's virginity. Fuck me in the clitoris. Why do I need to say that? I don't know. Schrödinger's virginity. Has Leslie fucked? Has she not? Benny said yes. Kiara said no. So Leslie's either lying to Benny or she's lying to Kiara, or maybe she lied to both. All I know is she's a pathological liar. She's emotionally manipulative, and she's a fucking spineless worm. There's more. Benny was like, I was checking out in the cashier at Target. Benny was like, are you still into her? And I'm like, no, I'm moving on. And he's like, nah, I feel like I shouldn't say it. And I'm like, and when he said that, I'm like, I'm sure Benny will say it. Benny's the kind of guy who's like, I shouldn't say it, but I'll say it anyways, but I shouldn't say it, but I say it anyways. So he told me, he's like, I am more than 50% sure that Leslie's not a virgin. Because when Benny was editing Fucking Ends and Means, Leslie came up to the editing bay for no fucking reason. You're a storage room assistant. Get back to your station, bitch. She went up there, seduced Benny, and Benny fingered her pussy, her vagina. Yes. Great. Great news, my brothers. My brother in Christ. Great news. Honestly, in a normal circumstance, I'd be mad at Benny, and Benny was scared. Benny's like, Enoch, please don't be mad. And I'm like, it's fine. Benny's just such a womanizer. Maybe I'm a little upset by that. I'm a little disgusted, honestly. But, you know what? I believe Benny more than Leslie. I solely believe. I think Leslie's more of a fuck girl than Benny is a fuck boy. Okay? Because Kiara told me Leslie went out with a Korean American from an English class. They sat together at English class. Benny told me Leslie hooked up with a Latino guy who did sound for another short film. Leslie told me she's never dated anyone. It's all one big fucking lie. Everything about her is fake, fake, fake. It's all lies. She just lies her way through everything. Simon. She's like, oh, Simon randomly asked me to kiss him, but they were dating. She lies, lies, lies. It's disgusting. She seduced Benny to finger her in his car, in the parking lot, and then begged Benny to ask Ariel to come on because Ariel's bisexual, Leslie's bi. Oh my god, guess what? 2 bi girls and 1 straight guy. Do I hear a threesome? You know, I like sexually liberated girls who, you know, I don't like girls who are like the Amish and they can't even show their ankles. I like girls who go out and have fun. But this is too much. I'll never trust a girl who is this disloyal, who's this much of a spineless fucking parasite, who's so promiscuous. She just goes around and fucks every object. I'm done. And Leslie seduced Benny. Leslie's like, oh, I'm horny, bro. Just fuck off, please. My respect for Leslie dropped, like, pummeled to the ground floor, to the bottom of the ocean. I've zero respect for her. You know what? Before today, if Cliff and Justin told me, oh, we're throwing a Lunar New Year party and we're inviting Leslie, I would probably still be like, yeah, let's go see her. Let's see what this girl is up about. You know, let's see what's her new hair color. Now, I don't even want to see her. I cannot stand to see her. I can't stand to see her. And I'm glad I'm neighborhoods away from her. I'm so glad I'm neighborhoods away from her. Even if she wants to reach me, she fucking can't. Because we're separated by the I-10 freeway. It's over, girl. I know I'm mad. Because I'm mad. She is spineless. She's sad. And however, this is a thing of the past. I'm so glad I've moved on. I'm at USC now. This place has unlimited resource of
better people. People who are caring, considerate, kind, and are actually capable of having a social life, and is honest and doesn't fuck around. I'm sure there are people around here who, fucks every door hinge they see, but, there's a lot of people here, period. That's the point. I cannot see Leslie anymore. She's a bitch. And I'm so glad I never went with her, because I'll be the fucking cuck. I'll be, I'll be the, my wife's boyfriend kind of guy. Or, my girlfriend's husband kind of guy. Like, I'll be cuckolded. And I do not stand for that. I do not fucking stand for that, okay? I'm a strong man now. I have a spine now. And I do not stand for that. Let alone an 18-year-old girl younger than me and is Chinese. I know we're on the same political page, but still. If it comes to an all-out World War III, and she has no choice to be enlisted in the fucking army, in the sex division, okay? In the seduction operation, I don't know. I'm on the Hong Kong side, baby. I'm in the resistance. You're damn right I am. You're damn right I am in the opposing forces. You know what? She has Xiaohongshu downloaded in her phone. Who the fuck owns that? It's like Mein Kampf. You might as well download Mein Kampf on Kindle, you bitch. Nobody downloads Xiaohongshu on their phone. That's insane. That's even worse than TikTok. So yeah, I'm done with her, and I'm glad. I'm glad I'm neighborhoods away from her. I'm glad she's out. I'm glad she's gone. Really, truly happy. Because she's an evil, mean-spirited, cold-blooded parasite. And I want no part of her. I'm done. 100%. I mean, I was already done. When I went back to Hong Kong, I was like, yes, I'm done. Right now, I'm also done, okay? Also done. Even after returning to LA, I'm in the same city as her. So what? I'm still done. I'll disappear. I'm sure she won't care about me. I won't care about her. She doesn't even see human beings as human beings. She just sees them as objects. Video game characters to play around with. Okay, so I'm a little disheartened to find that. A little disheartened. A little sad, perhaps. But after I bought groceries from Target and I sat down with Benny at the USC Village, received a text from Michelle. Quite possibly one of the only people I can trust at this point. I trust Cliff, but Cliff's working for Cuchillo. Cuchillo! The knife! The knife! Michelle was like, okay, you're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna fucking believe this. But you'll be happy. You'll be happy to hear this. I have great news. She sent me 2 screenshots. Betsy's text to Michelle and Valerie's text to Betsy. Who is Valerie? Ah, okay. Betsy told Michelle someone's suing Cuchillo. And then Valerie texted Betsy. She is looking for students who have been mentally abused and emotionally abused by Cuchillo for years and is scared to come forward. People who scared for their careers to be over because of Cuchillo. And yeah, woo, yeah, baby, yes, woo. I'm on the right timeline. I'm on the right side of history. Cuchillo's downfall. I am here to fucking witness Kuchio's downfall. Yes. Yes. He's going down. Yes. Yes. Ooh. Ugh. Damn, it feels good. Damn. Rejoice. That news brightened my day up. So long story short, Valerie, she's friends with the Russian girl Anna. And I've mentioned Valerie before, but Valerie and Alcee were classmates at LA Film School maybe a decade ago. Valerie wrote a story, Alcee stole that story, turned it into Ends and Means. So I thought Valerie suing Kuchio for stealing her story idea. It goes deeper, baby. It goes deeper. The person who's suing is Christina, the Ukrainian girl. Now, who the hell is she? I don't know. Never seen her before, but she's the director of Alive. Alive is the short film that was filmed in spring 22. It was Alive, and then Wow with Michelle, and then it's Ends and Means, and then Passed Over. So the thing is, Kuchio is threatening Christina, the Ukrainian girl, with the rights to the short film. It's Christina's short, but Kuchio's owning it, and Kuchio's owning it is not the point, because it's a school project, it's owned by the school. Reasonable. What's not reasonable is the emotional abuse. And they're fucking recruiting people. And I'm so happy. And it made me so pumped up. Now I'm even more motivated to edit the documentary with Tova. Because imagine this. Kuchio doesn't know his ass is getting sued. And then suddenly the doc comes out. A 1-2 punch. And if Betsy pulls off something, it's a triple punch, baby. It's a triple punch. Christina, Tova, me, Betsy. We are the rebel forces. It's like Star Wars. And I don't even like Star Wars that much, but it's like Star Wars. We're the rebellion forces. It feels so good. For the second time, I'm on the right side of history. First time, the protest. Second time, Kuchio. I'm always on the side of democracy. And you know what? It feels good. My blood is boiling with justice. It feels nice. Okay? It feels nice. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, however, I've made one fatal mistake. One fatal, lethal mistake. I told Benny about it. I originally was just going to tease about it and then left, but then after I told him, like, ooh, by the way, Kuchio is in trouble. After I said that to him, he's like, okay, you gotta tell me more. And I realized I shouldn't have teased him in the first place. I should have shut up completely. But I was at a point where I was getting vulnerable with Benny, like telling him about Leslie or whatever. And Benny's getting vulnerable with me, talking about Ariel and stuff. So I thought, oh, speaking of which, Kuchio, he's in a bit of trouble. And he's like, oh, tell me more. And in my heart, I'm like, fuck me. Why did I say that? That's one problem I had. I always accidentally tell people something just because I let my guard down. Yeah. So I tried to salvage it. Again, I like Benny, but Benny really can't know because he has a big mouth. So I just told him, oh, someone's planning to sue Kuchio. And he's like, who? And I'm like, Valerie. And then at the end, I was like, oh, but I don't know if it's really her. Like, I only saw her name. And I told Benny about the Ends and Means thing. And Benny's like, oh, you know what? I should call Kuchio. Fuck no! No! What are you doing? No! That's like calling Hitler. Don't call Hitler. What are you doing? No. What the fuck? So Benny's like, oh no, don't worry. Like, all I'm going to say is I heard it through the grapevine that somebody may or may not want to take legal action because of the Ends and Means writing credits. And I'm like, hold on. Valerie, I'm not even sure if it's Valerie Astra or someone else. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it's suing for what. Because again, in Michelle's text, I saw emotional abuse. So it's not only about ends and means. It's about something way deeper, way more personal. So I told Benny, please don't. And Benny's like, no, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I just want Crucio to know, like, I want to impress him. You know, I'm Crucio's little spy. I want to be his little secret agent. And I'm like, yes, but no, please don't. How could you do that? That's detrimental. I'd rather have Crucio know that I'm the letterbox guy than this whole thing. Because this is for the greater good. Finally! I've been waiting for months. I've been waiting for fucking months. This is our chance. This is our chance to fight back and topple the hierarchy. This is our chance to fight Crucio. It's finally happening. You cannot ruin it. And I don't want me to be the person who ruined this chance just because I slipped up in front of Benny. Benny knows Crucio is hard to work with, but Benny's dedicated to licking his asshole. I'm dedicated to fighting him. I'm the opposing forces, bitch. I'm the black-shirted umbrella guy. You know, I'm from Hong Kong. Resistance runs in my blood, baby. So I kept telling him, no, please don't. 100% no. And Benny's like, really? 100% no? And I'm like, yeah, 100% no. And Benny's like, fine, I won't tell him. And I was like, okay, you know. And it was like diplomatic. It was a bit diplomatic. I was like, okay, you know me and Leslie. I know you and Ariel. We keep that a secret. Okay, you keep that secret. No one's suing Crucio. What happened in this car stays in this car. We keep secrets, okay? We're brothers. Please don't do this to me. If you tell Crucio, Crucio will figure out what you're talking about. He's going to suspect you because he's paranoid. Please, don't. So Benny was like, fine. So, fuck, I really shouldn't have done that. Maybe Benny will defy me, but if Benny does, he knows he'll make me mad. Because it's really important. And I think Benny can tell by my facial expression. I'd rather have Crucio send assassins to hunt me down than for him to know about this lawsuit. Because Winston Churchill is planning D-Day. We're not letting Hitler know. D-Day is happening, my brothers. D-Day is happening, and we're not letting Hitler know. So, yeah. Hopefully Benny is true to his words. Hopefully Benny's true to his words. But yeah, this lawsuit, my documentary with Tova, whatever Betsy does, I don't know. It's going to crush him. People are going to be like, oh, you know, Crucio gets a lawsuit, but Crucio's just going to lie his way through. Well, not exactly, because of a documentary that's going to circulate around. And it's crazy, because back in secondary school, there's drama like this. There's similar drama. People hating on each other, love secrets. But they're not that consequential, because it's just high school drama. But right now, it's consequential. It's illegal. Lawsuits involved. You know, and also it's huge now. It's regarding someone's career. He's planning to make his second feature. My documentary has the power to destroy his feature film, or at least ruin parts of it, hinder it. I have a weapon in me and his film. He has a weapon in him and his film. It's an all-out war. And again, I'm so glad I'm away from Santa Monica. I'm so fucking glad. I'm glad I left all this filthy mess behind. And again, I love the people I work with. Cliff, Ken, Elin, they're amazing. But I gotta go, man. Thing is, I am anti-Crucio. But Elin and Cliff are pro-Crucio. And again, Cliff is poor guy. He's being exploited. Poor soul. Cliff's nice person. Wonderful. But And also, Cliff almost invited Leslie to the birthday party. I can't fucking see her face. I can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it. I need to leave there. And lo and behold, right there. It's USC. Whole new opportunity, whole new life, whole new world, whole new friend group. Right outside my doorstep. I will be like a butterfly, leaving my cocoon. Santa Monica, I'll throw behind. It's a filthy mess. I'll be a stronger, socially better person. And again, I will not hold grudges against Leslie. I hope she's doing well. I really do. But what I think is revenge is if I become successful, if I become healthier, if I become happier, if I have a great relationship at USC, the happier I am, the worse she'll feel. Or maybe she'll be happy for me, but I don't think she is mentally able to be happy for anyone. I think she'll just be a little jealous that I'm happy. And I think, even if she's not, I think being happy is my redemption arc, and it's all the more worth it because of what she did to me. So, yeah, just the day ends here. I'm gonna make myself some curry rice, drink some Coca-Cola, rest up. Tomorrow I have class, and then I'll leave class, and then 11 a.m. I have a meeting with Ken and Elin over Zoom or Discord or whatever. And I've been thinking, because with the documentary, I will be burning bridges. You know, a lot of people, Elin probably thinks I'm pro Kuchio. I'm not. I hate to say this, but as of now, I can't wait to get this short film done with. After this short film is done, I can burn bridges however I want. Because my next short film will not rely on these people anymore. This is the only time in my life I'll rely on Ken and Elin and Cliff. I love them, but Santa Monica is tainted. Tainted land. It's no longer the same. And I need to protect myself. The only couple of people I will associate myself with is Potter and Michelle. Yeah? Potter and Michelle. Maybe Benny is a nice guy, but Benny's even more dangerous, let's be honest here. Potter and Michelle. Cliff is nice, but I'll hang out with him on the down low, you know? Ken is great. The one Taiwanese dude. Lo and behold, USC is full of Taiwanese people anyways. And Chinese. And it's a bit hard to tell them apart, but the Taiwanese are my cousins. So, yeah. Fuck Leslie. Fuck her. Yeah. She can have a cocaine orgy all she wants. I don't care anymore. Yeah. Fucking hell. Alright, tiny updates. It's 11:36. I really gotta go to bed early. Yeah, still angry at Leslie, but again, I'm gonna try my best to not be angry. It's reasonable to be angry, very much so, but again, it's a thing of the past. You know, I'm glad I'm away from her, you know. I talked to Ariel a little bit. Ariel called me. We had a 10-minute phone call when I was having dinner, and essentially she's like, yeah, sure, I'm free to join, so she's joining. So that's great. So she sent me her email, and then she sent me her Discord username, and I added her to everything. The deed is done. Benny knows and Benny understands. I think that's the most important thing, is that whatever decision I make, I want people to understand that why I'm making that decision, you know? Yeah, and then yeah, and immediately after Ariel's phone call, Benny immediately called me, which is hilarious. It's hilarious that Benny immediately called the moment I ended my call with Ariel. Benny basically said, he talked to Elin. I think he called Elin on the phone or something, but Elin was acting confrontational towards Benny and maybe wasn't yelling at him, but was, a little on the offense, a little like criticizing Benny for not doing his job and doesn't want Benny to be an AD and stuff like that, and also Benny asked me if Ariel's on board, and I'm like, yep, I already talked to Ariel, and Benny's like, okay. So at least that issue is sort of resolved. Again, I would really hate that for my short film to have any kind of drama. I forgot to mention that this morning I went to Amazon customer service and I spoke with an AI man. It's a guy's voice, but it's AI generated. Like, it's an electronic, like, automatic response. So I was like, my order is delayed. Yes, Yeah, anyways, I think I will receive the hard drive tomorrow. If not, I'm fucking calling Amazon all over again. In the meantime, spoke with Lauren, so Lauren will be replacing Cliff. I trust Lauren. I think he's good. He's a great DP. And I and Lauren will have a call at 12 at noon. So again, no reviews for the next couple of days, reasonably so. At 11, it'll be a call with Ken and Elin. At 12 at noon, it'll be with Lauren to figure things out, who I trust just as much. Yeah. Ariel also said she'll be helping me out on the second location, like finding the second location, so there's that. I also texted Jake. Jake from WoW. Got a response, pretty nice, and moving along. Elin criticized that this production seems scuffed, or I forgot what's the word she used, but Elin complained to Benny that the production seems messy and there's a lack of communication, which is literally the same criticism that can be said for a lot of short films. It's my first time producing a short film of this size, and I'm trying my best, and I hope Elin would understand that. I really don't want Elin to dislike me too. That's the last thing I want. Not the last thing I want. There are many other things I will not want, but this is one of them. But I'm really trying my best. Yeah, Ariel's comfortable with Benny. Of course she is. She's comfortable with everything. She just said she doesn't want to make Benny uncomfortable, and I'm like, okay, I'm sure Benny's okay with it. So, yeah. Just fuck Leslie. Just, hope I never see her again. Really do. I don't know why, but I have an urge to talk to Pink about this, because I feel like, almost to a certain degree, I and Pink feel similar. Of course, Pink's situation is, like, way worse. Pink's boyfriend cheated on her. But it's almost like, yeah, a person you like, fucking another person, literally, or maybe almost, is very not good. I don't like Leslie anymore. I feel like I've moved on from her. Part of me, when I returned to LA, part of me didn't move on from her. Partially because she texted me during the Mexico incident. She's like, oh, haha, I'm like, so I still don't like to see her, but I think at that point I was like, I wish her the best. But right now, I don't even wish her the best. At this point, I just want to leave her alone and not think about her. And that's the way to go. But, yeah. Fight on, fighting on.